Speed camel shipping. If safe and fast are what you need, then lightning fast can do the deed. What can we ship for you?
That face looks familiar. Just not so, sober.
Oh dear, you're not from the Cairo Municipal Authorities, are you?
Well, I am from Cairo.
Listen, this is all a huge misunderstanding. All right, so I did sleep it off once in the Pharaoh's Palace Gardens. And it might have been me under the table at the Wild Mummy now and again. But basically, I'm just a well-behaved Luxor businessman who enjoys observing his civic duties. My wife must never get wind of my little escapades.
Red Sea Aquarium, you old boozer! So there's actually a sober version of you too?
Of course, I'm an upright fellow through and through, at least here at home. Which, incidentally, is exactly my problem. Don't you have any deliveries I can take care of for you? Far away, at best. To Cairo, or to the Pharaoh, perhaps.
So, you want me to get you a delivery?
Oh yes, please, please. My wife is driving me nuts.
I've always wanted to know something. How did you ever get that odd name of yours?
Actually, it's a bit embarrassing for me too. After all, what kind of man is named after his mother? But when my father suggested giving me his name, Dead Sea Aquarium, he knew his chances with Red Sea Aquarium weren't good.
Your mother?
Exactly. Now do you understand why I don't want to talk about it?
I certainly do.
Anything else you want to know?
Well, yes. What was your grandfather's name?
Black Sea Aquarium. Are you happy now?
And your great-grandfather?
He answered to a less imposing name. Sargasso Sea Aquarium. Now that I've told you all this, will you finally leave me in peace?
Absolutely. Seeing as how I should probably keep my head on an even keel.
Thanks.
Who's that you're talking to?
An important business partner.
Your three boozing bosom buddies are no business partners.
No, it's the, Pharaoh's personal buyer.
What?
What? Pharaoh? I don't believe a word you say.
But yes, I'm supposed to deliver otter noses to Cairo. Yes, exactly, otter noses.
Where is the merchandise?
The young buyer is going to bring them any minute now.
Well, I can't wait to see them. And tell Russell Barr he should wipe his feet first the next time he comes here.
Of course, darling.
And tell Russell T to keep his trap shut.
As always, darling.
Last month's issue of The Camel's Friend. This is the one where a 3-part series on training camels with a shrill whistle begins. The 3 parts of the whistle are enclosed in 3 issues, 1 apiece. It says here, nearly every camel reacts to the sound of a shrill whistle. The whistle must be blown very close to the camel's ear so that the animal reacts to the command as desired. To be continued in the next issue. The Camel's Friend. Pointers for Professionals. Issue 1. Hey! I've detached the left-hand half of the whistle. A juicy cherry. A tasty cherry with a very hard cherry pit. Helps to tame ships of the desert. Ha! As expected, it starts drinking. This badge identifies the camel as a member of the Cairo Fire Brigade. It even bears its portrait.
But it's my beloved companion.
I have regulations I must abide by.
Temple
Your
guard is a
regulations
job
don't
with
allow you to save a sweet
responsibility.
little furball from a tree?
She wears a valuable-looking gemstone in her navel. It
My
seems to be her
regulations
trademark.
forbid me to leave my post. No funny business, my son.
I wasn't planning on any.
Good for your family.
But it'll be done in a jiffy.
No funny business, my son.
Tremble before the great Asil, who is soon to stride through these doors.
In my fabulous suit of armour, made of a material only recently developed by high-tech research, the only ones I need to tremble before would be the gods themselves.
Then start trembling.
What?
Shut up.
What?
No offense meant. I'm as good as gone.
But we'll be back, you plated twerp.
Surely a strong man like you can climb up and down that tree in no time at all.
Hello? Problems?
You could say that. This gorilla refuses to climb up my tree.
That's not typical of gorillas.
Mrs. Chippy has been sitting up there since this morning.
Mrs. Chippy?
My cat. She's a crossbreed of an Egyptian pharaoh cat and a Royal Bengal tiger.
Sounds precious.
Whatever. Mrs. Chippy climbed up the tree in front of my house this morning. And she's been sitting there mewing miserably ever since. She's scared of heights, you see. I was always able to lure her down again with one of those wind-up toy mice. They worked very well. But this time it didn't work. And then I lost the mouse, too.
You're lucky. I'm an old hand at rescuing cats.
You are? No offense meant, but you don't exactly look the part of the storybook hero who rescues cats from trees. Or people from burning buildings. Or the world from God's Gone Mad.
Hey, little lady, don't you...
Ah, forget about it.
I'd need to see tangible proof that you're a professional cat rescuer. And I already know how I could reward you.
Duty is duty and wine is wine.
You can punch out great things with this little cutter, but not from
It's
that.
my job not to let anyone in who doesn't belong here.
You can
Or
punch
do
out
you wanna
great
be
things with
caught
this little
by
cutter,
lectures in
but not from that.
pyjamas?
No, of course not.
I've made a portrait.
But Mrs. Chippy is totally helpless.
This should work.
That's her own fault. Helpless old ladies shouldn't scramble
A
up
fireman's
trees.
badge with a small portrait.
What?
Here, Look at that.
What? You're a fireman? No kidding. It's you! Why didn't you say so straight away? Here is the garden key to my property. Mrs. Chippy is sitting on the tree next to the merry-go-round. I'm sure you'll take care of it in no time. Meanwhile, I'm going to give this lout a piece of my mind.
The dancer's garden key. Let's see how the wealthy and beautiful live. A toy for cats. I've got the ball. A chariot merry-go-round. The children go crazy about it. The tip that was fastened here is broken off. The chariot bows have already chipped off a bit. A case for Greenpeace. What kind of lunatic planted it that close to the merry-go-round? Gleams, shines, and has a pretty sharp edge. No, I'd tumble into the well. I need to try this differently. A toy for cats. Bullseye! Water, again. Gleams, shines, and has a pretty sharp edge.